As for self-hate, that's really hard to. Again, remember that you don't have a very accurate self-perception of your self-image, and that you're kind of skewed that way. But even if you can't do that, remember that this is one of the reasons I love dialectical behavior therapy. Remember there's sort of a spectrum, like you have horrible people on one side, and like God, and like angelic people on the other side. Okay, you're not an angel. Yeah, I got it. I'm not either. Guess what? We're not angels. We don't fly yet. We're working on it, but we're not there yet. But you know what? I don't murder people either. So I shouldn't hate myself as much as those people should hate themselves. I don't murder people. I didn't start the Holocaust. I don't sexually abuse people. I try to be fair. So that is all something, I have to hold on to that as much as I can hold on to everything I don't like about myself. I'm not the most horrible person out there. I fall somewhere in between, like everybody else does. The other thing that is really, I spent years hating myself. And eventually I was like, okay, that doesn't work. So sort of come up with this image of who I want to be as a person. Who do I want to be as an adult? Who do I want to be as a woman, as a friend, as a daughter? And just try to be like that. And, there's something that I like to call emotional integrity. If at the end of the day, I have behaved, like forget thinking, feeling, or anything like that. If I have just behaved in a way that is becoming to me as a 23-year-old woman, then that's cool. I don't get to hate myself that day. Not at all. I may have had horrible thoughts, I may have had really bad feelings, but I don't get to hate myself because I didn't do anything worth hating. And then eventually you start to build respect for the person that is behaving in this way that's quite nice and it's a lot about, the very first thing that gets changed is behavior, and then thoughts, and then feelings. There is so much beyond our control to change in this world, but you're not it. You can change whatever you want. And yes, it takes help, and yes, it takes recognizing what you don't like, and that can be very painful. But it also takes being fair. For every hateful thing you say about yourself, you gotta find something that's really good. And I guarantee there is something. If you need help, there's totally no reason you shouldn't ask people around you. Just be like, I'm having a really bad moment. Could you say something, nice, and I'll return the favor. I love that game. We should play that game more often. There's no reason why you can't say that. And then that's not fishing for compliments. That's sharing. And there's no reason you shouldn't fish for compliments. You're a worthy person. You're worthy of compliments. So I don't know if that's I'm doing this like on the spur of the moment, so I'm kind of hoping that some of this makes sense. But just be fair. Remember that there is a whole spectrum of people out there. And I guarantee you're not the worst person in the world. Okay, you might not be the best, but you're not the worst. You're the best of someone, and I'm sure you're the worst of someone too. But in the grand scheme of things, you fall in between, and that's good. It means you're normal. I'm normal too. And just try to counter everything bad that you say about yourself with something at least good. It's like, oh, well, I tip someone, 15% instead of 10, or like something like that, because they look like they're having a bad day. That's good. That's a really nice thing to do. Or I gave someone a smile. You get to just hold on to anything that's good. because you're holding on way too much to stuff that's bad, and you just, I don't know. I hope that helps. If anybody else has any ideas, I'd love to hear them. I'm always up for more ideas. And I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Take care, and I'll see you next week.